welcome to our second podcast here live at HempFest. We wanted to introduce some of the vendors to you today. So these two were the first people that we kind of discussed their product and stuff yesterday and really connected with, and we found some new best friends, so we'd like to introduce them here to you today. So they are from the company called Gizeh Rolling Papers. You can find them on Instagram at Gizeh Rolling Papers, so you should go and follow them. So we'll introduce them here. So this is Michaela.
Hello.
And this here is Rudy.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us today.
What's your nickname? What does everybody call you?
They call me Rudy Roller because I assist people on using the rolling machines.
Rudy Roller.
That's a pretty
amazing.
rockin' name.
Yeah, I gotta say, guys, I used some of these papers last night. They're amazing. Like, I'm so used to watching what I lick or how much I lick because this it always comes off, right?
That's always the worst.
Yeah, and I use this and it burns so nice, and my go-to papers now for sure.
For sure.
And it's a German company, guys. Shout out to the Germans.
Yeah, well, I always say if you love your bud, you wrap it in a Gizeh.
Yeah.
That is true.
Because
We've learned our lesson now.
They address
yeah.
all your different needs. They got different thicknesses, so you have your different burn rates. So
So can you tell us a bit more about that?
Well, sometimes you wrap something up and it doesn't stick for you, and then you realize you're not using your Gizehs.
I like that.
So then you pull them out and you twist it up and then you burn it and you get a coal happening on the end of it, and you realize that the paper's burning too quick. So you got yourself too thick of a paper, it's burning too quick.
Okay.
So you got to go down to a thinner paper. But then you start burning for a while and you start getting all this paper left over, and people, they'll try to spit on it or whatever. It's the wrong thing to do, but you want to burn that paper off because what's happening is your product's burning quicker than your paper. So you need a quicker burning paper, so you go to a thicker paper.
Okay.
It'll burn quicker for you and you'll have a happy burn.
Makes
So
sense.
depending on which way you want to go, you got to go for a thicker for a drier product, you got to go for a thinner for a wetter product, and you'll always have a good burn.
See, that's amazing. I remember growing up, we had the choice of white papers or blue papers.
Yes, exactly.
There was-
It was the holy grail of the thinnest paper, and I followed that for the longest time, and I was so frustrated that I always had this canoeing paper, and I thought it must be me.
Yeah.
And then I started not being able to stick papers, and again, I thought it must be me.
Yeah.
And everybody
I've always thought
judges
the
you
same.
on that too, right?
Yeah.
You're trying to roll a joint and it's not sticking. They're like, "Oh, you suck." I'm like, "No, guys, it's the paper."
I swear
can
it's
truly
just the
say
paper.
that.
Yeah.
I drank too much orange juice. I'm a little acidic. So
Yeah. All these
Pulling out every
neutralize the paper.
excuse. Yeah.
That's amazing. So they've actually brought along some papers here, so you can see. They
That
have
would
all
be the
different
pure
sizes.
100% organic, 100% hemp line. It's the only certified organic hemp line on the market.
Oh my God,
That's
I know
wonderful.
so many people that would just
Uses
die
the
over
acacia
those.
tree glue, the Arabic gum,
Oh, okay.
and that again is the non-starch based, non-sugar based glue. So,
That's right. You were telling us about that yesterday.
so
That's
it
amazing.
doesn't neutralize on you.
And wait, guys, we're going to be doing a giveaway with some of these papers as well.
Yeah.
So stay tuned to our Instagram.
So where are you guys based out of?
Well, we're actually the wholesale distributors for the product. The product is based out of Germany originally. The product is made in Austria, and our wholesaler is in Toronto.
Nice.
Okay.
And then we sell to the local distributors and retailers on the market.
Wonderful.
Amazing. So if people wanted to go and buy some of these, where would they go to buy them?
Shout out to Circle K. They picked up our product, so
Nice.
Circle K.
it's
Hey,
all over
Circle
the
K.
place with them. And then there's a lot of the local little retail places that have picked up our product as well. And if they haven't, they know where we are, so they can pick it up as well and help distribute it as
awesome.
well.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of the people like our product. They keep coming back to us at all the shows wanting more
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
I myself really am not associated with the Gizeh product or the people who are selling the product. I'm a good friend of the gentleman who is in charge of all of that.
Okay.
But a few years ago, I'm a medicinal user. I came out to visit him on his boat to go for a sailing excursion, and I came out with my papers, and they were all stuck together in the box, and I pulled the last
the
three out,
worst.
and they just didn't work for me. And here there was this pack of Gizeh papers, and I thought, I'll give it a try. And lo and behold, first time I tried it, it stuck, and that's the first for me.
Yeah.
I
You're stuck ever
usually
since.
need like 5 or 6 papers out of a pack before it'll stick for me, and then I'll go to smoking and it'll unravel on me.
Yeah.
So I came across these things and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah.
So I had to get on it, and he brought me out to the show there in Vancouver the first time, and it was just the last day of it, and I thought, wow, this is incredible. Great culture. I thought,
Yeah.
I'm medicinal. I've had to use it for anyways, but I just couldn't get a good paper, and they weren't in the stores around where I was.
Yeah.
And I figured the only way we can get these papers in the market is for people to go to the stores and say, I want these papers.
Yeah.
So I volunteered to come out to the shows, and I've been showing up to all the shows ever since, and
That's amazing.
Yeah.
been enjoying using them since too.
That's awesome.
That's a true testimony. And when you're just like
Exactly.
wanting to come out to be like, hey, like I use these and like they actually work.
Yeah.
So like to tell people that and show people that and just be like, I'm not really associated with the company, but like I just use them so much and they're like life changing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing more frustrating than needing, like, I suffer from fibromyalgia, I have a collapsed disc in my back, and other issues, and when you're at the worst of your day and you can't do anything and you need to get your smoke into you,
Yeah. Your medication.
and you can't because you can't twist it.
Exactly.
It's just,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that being extremely frustrating. I'm so happy that they work for you. Can you tell us a bit about your, do you have a rolling machine as well? Or
well, yeah, they've got these rolling machines. They're kind of neat too. I know a lot of people who come to these shows, they don't have the ability to roll for themselves.
Yes.
They want to be able to have their product. So they have these machines here. You take it, you open it up. You have your product in here. You just tuck this down.
Okay.
You would put your product in here so it's just up to the bottom of it. You would take your papers, and again, this is where the Gizeh papers come in handy because it takes about 5 seconds for the glue to fully enact and become stuck.
Yes.
So you have a few seconds to work with it. So you put your product in here, you take your paper, you lick it, you put it so it's blue side up to the top, and you hold it there as you start to close this. Now this starts to roll over on top of the paper and grabs the paper.
Okay.
So then as you take your finger away, this rolls all the way up as it goes, the glue
I can
sticks,
hear it.
and as you close it, it pops up to the outside here.
Are you kidding?
Goodness.
So you get a full roll job, even if you
So
can't
cool.
have the manual dexterity to
Yes.
actually roll for yourself. You
So
can
people
roll
with
yourself.
arthritis
Yeah,
and that have pain in their hands
yeah,
and
or
stuff.
even some people missing digits or whatever.
Yes, yeah.
For people that are just bad at rolling, like I know a lot of those people.
So do I.
Yeah.
Well, I've come across a few gentlemen who have come back with PSTD and they need to roll, and they're minus a few digits too
Yeah.
because of that's what kind of gave them their PSTD to begin with.
Exactly.
And this gives them a way to not have to have their aide roll it for them; they can do it for themselves.
That's amazing.
That's
That's probably
so
the
awesome.
neatest rolling machine I've ever seen
Yeah.
on the market.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And
It
then
is
they have
wonderful.
these other metal rollers as well, which I find are incredible. It's excellent manufacturing, good materials that it's made out of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I purchase these about once every year or two, and it sees steady rolling all the time
Yes.
and works all the time for me.
That's
Nice.
wonderful.
And it's small.
Can I show
nice,
it to them?
convenient. See?
And it rolls the joint for you.
Yeah.
And there again, I usually at the shows, I'll demonstrate how to use these as well properly, so that way you get a perfect, consistent roll out of these as well.
Exactly.
And this again, using these machines gives you a consistent dosing, so you know every time that you roll,
Yes.
you're going to get a consistent amount, a consistent dose, so you know exactly how much you're smoking every time you're doing it.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Where if you're twisting by hand and stuff like that, you don't always get a consistent amount that you're twisting.
Exactly.
You don't know if you're getting a consistent dosing of what you need for medicinal purposes.
Yeah. That's amazing. And my joints were proof of that yesterday.
Yeah.
All three were different sizes.
We were in a
So I
rush.
think we need to get ourselves a Gizeh machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because it's so small. This one's like super
That one's super
convenient.
compact.
Literally
yeah.
just tuck it in your like purse.
I
guide.
do own
I thought it
both.
was almost like a
Yeah.
cigarette or like a lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's what
literally
it-
the
like,
same
it's
size.
Literally the
Yeah.
size of a lighter.
And like that other one holds your product for you, so that's like a 2-in-1
Yeah.
right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can throw your papers, everything in there, so you just open it up,
So
put
it's
your
like a
product in
carrying
place,
case.
take your papers out, put your paper in there, throw the rest of your papers in there, you close that up, tuck
Yeah.
that in your pocket, and you're ready to go. So if you're hiking or wherever you are and you need that quick smoke,
It's just a one.
you don't need to worry about having someplace special to sit down and roll and break
Yeah.
up and everything. You just fill this up with your broken up stuff to begin with your
Yeah.
papers, and you're good to go wherever you're at.
That's amazing.
Get baked wherever you go.
You just blew my mind again.
Yeah.
Well, again, when I go sailing and hiking with my buddy, we go out to Vancouver, we're on the islands, we go hiking up through the the mountains and everything. And it's amazing to be up there. And you got to stop sometimes just to relieve, because the hiking does take a toll on your body, but you do
Exactly,
want to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So you take a moment, you can have a smoke, and then carry on.
Yeah. That's
Enjoy Mother
amazing.
Nature that way. It's beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that story. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm just blown away. Like with all this new, see, I'm not a technology person in the first place, right? So then like with all of this new like pod cannabis stuff coming out, like rolling, and like it just blows
The
my
dab
mind every time.
machines and everything
Yeah.
else. Like some of them are very confusing on how to
Well,
use, and this is so straightforward.
Yeah.
and
I'm
simple.
actually an IT manager in the industry, so I deal with technology, computers, and everything else. So I like to stay on the leading edge, and so I've got my own rosin press, so I press my own rosin.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh wow.
From that, I also get to bake my own edibles, because then I extract my pucks that I have leftovers, because I don't want to waste anything.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So between vaping and my edibles, and then having these so I can smoke, it just covers everything I need to do.
That's amazing.
That's yeah.
Again, mind blown. I'm almost speechless. I don't know what to say. This is. I thought we heard it all yesterday, and now you just blew my mind again.
Yeah. So I might have to go pick up one of these.
Yes,
This
I
is
think
amazing.
so. We need this for one of our
Well,
shows,
it's not
or for our shows.
Yeah.
At the show, we sell these for about $20.
$20
Oh, that's
for
not
the big
bad
one,
at all.
Yeah.
and how much for the little one?
These usually go for, I think it's $6 at the show.
Wow!
Oh my God,
Did you hear that, guys? $6 for the
In
portable
the stores,
one.
of course, you're paying a little bit more than
Yeah.
that, but it's
Yeah.
still worth what you buy.
Oh, that's
Well,
why
it's
you
a
guys
fe-
got to come down today, and
Yes.
like you got to check out everybody here, but especially go to
Well, and if you want to
Actually,
come
we've
down
only
today,
got
we have free
One of
tickets.
each of those left, so
one each.
Yeah, I have a whole stack of them.
Oh.
Yeah, we have tons of free tickets to give away today, guys. So if you guys want to come down and join us and check out booths like these, just go to hempfestwinnipeg.com and use the code GREEN.
Green,
Free tickets.
obviously.
right on.
So now we want to hear a little bit from Michaela. This is a wonderful, wonderful young lady that we met yesterday. We even went to the after party together last night, and
Yeah, that was a blast.
I've learned so much about her. She doesn't only work with Gizeh Rolling Papers. She is an Instagram star, I guess.
Superstar.
So can you tell us
Came
a little
to our
bit more
rescue,
about that
actually.
and all your different accounts and what
Yeah.
you do online?
Okay, so basically what I do is I create content for other companies. Occasionally, I have a set list of companies that I specifically work for, because I don't like every company that approaches me, and you have to be one with a company. I will not work for a company that I'm not friends with. So I started doing this when I was 15.
Wow.
Yeah, I was
And how
still
old are
like
you now?
23.
Wow,
Yeah, so this is like,
quite a career.
yeah, it is, and it's honestly the best thing ever. I actually started working with Arizona and Vitamin Water.
Nice.
Yeah, like right off the hop, and it was just like, oh, like we want to like sponsor you, sort of. So like they didn't pay me, but they paid me with product,
Yes.
which was way cool.
Amazing.
And that's like what I'm always stoked about, because I love getting free stuff.
Yeah.
Like whatever, you don't gotta pay me, just give me free stuff. Like so. But then there's companies that are all like, oh well, will you pay for us? And I'm like, I'm not paying you. It's for me to create content for you.
Yeah.
So like that gets super frustrating. But yeah.
That's
I lost my train of thought. I'm
that's
sorry.
all right.
It's okay.
It's okay. We're at Hempfest. We understand.
Yeah.
Losing our train of thought. It
Yeah.
probably happened 5 times
So that's
already.
amazing. So you got into that. So pretty much now you just create content.
Yeah.
Or
Content. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. For different companies.
Yeah, and I used to work in the film industry, so that kind of gave me, a lot of more doors and everything.
That's
So how did
amazing.
you get involved in Gizeh Papers?
So actually, funny story. When I started working in Vancouver, I just moved back. So 2017, last year, in October, I was hired at Van City Weed, and yeah, I loved working there so much. Everyone was so cool. I worked at the Granville location. They're now known as City Cannabis, but they're so cool. And the general manager there, who hired me, she taught me how to roll using Gizeh Rolling Papers.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and so that was like, I never knew how to roll before. I couldn't do it to save my life.
Yeah.
And she was the one who was teaching me, and it was amazing. And I can roll a joint pretty decent now, but
You're like, no big deal.
no big
I'm
deal,
not a
it's
pro.
okay,
Yeah.
but
No machine needed.
no machine needed. But sometimes, after a few, I'd still need a machine.
You're just really concentrating. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it the morning? 4:20?
That's amazing. That's kind of like a dream job, eh? Like, yeah. Wow, good on you, man.
Thank
I'm proud
you.
of you. I don't really like know you as much as Alisa knows you now, but like I feel this pride for you. That's like good on you, man. I
It's
love
okay, we're all
seeing
best
what makes
friends.
you see- we are best friends.
Yeah.
You're stuck with us forever now.
Forever. I'm glad.
Yeah. Yes, best friends.
Yes.
That is
Amazing.
amazing.
It's actually, it was a shipping issue that led to everything in the end. Because normally we have some nice banners and everything else to attract people into our booth.
Yeah.
And we get here Friday night to set everything up, and none of our display materials are here whatsoever.
Oh my goodness.
Nothing to draw anybody into the booth, nothing to say, hey, we're here, nothing to say, Gizeh.
Yeah.
And fortunately, my friend Kirk, who's involved in all of this and in charge of all of this,
Yes.
knew Michaela.
Yeah.
And so she
He's
gave
my
her a
boss.
buzz on the, and said, hey, look, can you fill in for us? Can you help fill our booth?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And she was there for us, so
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You need trustworthy people, right?
yeah.
Well, I also have I get product, to give away in all of my giveaways on my Instagram.
Yes.
Nice.
So we just did actually a really big one on legalization.
Oh, okay.
I gave away 1/8, and then I also gave away a flight pen and some other products in there, and I gave a lot of rolling papers from the company and team swag.
So what's your IG? What can people follow?
Mickers 101.
Makers 101.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, we gotta shout that out. I'm
Do
following.
you have an
Yeah.
Instagram that people can find you at? Or if
I'm
you would
a
like to share?
Rudy Roller. I'm not super active on that. I do try to do what I can on it, but
Yes.
like I said, I am very busy in my other industry. I've got 2 different companies that I support that I am busy dealing with that, plus our people and our sales staff and everything else who are wonderful people as well.
Yeah.
And they're great that they let me take some weekends off here and there because I am so busy doing my other work that
Exactly.
I'm able to take the odd weekend off to come out and help Gizeh as well.
Well, that's amazing that you're just kind of a volunteer and,
Yeah.
and that you make that time with your busy lifestyle to help out a company that you truly are passionate about. So.
Well, the word needs to get out there. Gizeh Papers, they work wonderful. My biggest problem was things that don't stick and the frustration behind it. And I know when people are not feeling well, they become more and more acidic. So people who are just out there for fun and they just want to smoke whatever they want to smoke or whatever, they may not have an issue with their papers.
Yes.
But I know a lot of medicinal people who do need their medication on a regular basis have the same issues I have. And we're acidic. It's not our fault. We just need papers that work for us. And so with the Gizeh brand, it's a good paper to go with.
It's amazing.
I'm
We're
so-
happy that we found you guys.
Yeah, I'm so excited to do a giveaway too, guys. We're gonna do a giveaway on our Instagram. Somebody lucky is gonna, cause I can't even I was already telling my friends last night. I was calling them as I'm smoking at home, and I was like, Scotty, you're
Donate
never
it.
gonna fucking believe this. Do you see it? Do you see it now? Right now?
Now I see it.
You see
yes.
it?
Hi, camera.
Same though.
Yeah.
We just got here, so excuse us. And anything else you would like to add about the business, or about your personal accounts, or?
Well, my personal accounts are pretty dope. If you want to follow them, I'm always posting funny content. My Snapchat is poppin'. Let me tell you, you want a good joke, you want a good laugh during your day at work, you follow my Snapchat.
What's your Snapchat?
Mickers101, same as all my other
Same as
social
yours.
media.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. Following you on all social media now, so.
Yes, I already am, and I need to send you
Aw.
that picture from last night.
Yes, oh my gosh, that picture was so funny. I was dominating a pool.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I was kicking all the boys' butts.
Oh, I'm so
Yeah, we
jealous.
were playing
I
some
missed out.
pinball.
Yeah.
So jealous.
Oh, you missed it.
Oh, I know.
You really
she
missed
was texting
it.
me. I was like, man, I really want to come. Like, but next time. Next
Yeah.
time.
Next time,
Like,
for
yes.
sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
And since we're on the topic of last night's after party, I just want to give a shout out to Mariage's Theme Suite Hotel and Couple Spa. Thank you so much for hosting and inviting us all down to your tropical penthouse last night. The tour of the other rooms was amazing as well.
So
And also, if you're here at HempFest, make sure to stop by the Mariage booth. They're doing 10-minute massages. They're also selling $100 gift cards for $25 each.
Ooh, damn. That's
I
a
know,
good
right?
deal.
Yeah.
I like me a good deal.
$75
And a free 10-minute
Right?
massage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I accept.
Yes, exactly.
Does anybody have a birthday or anything coming up soon?
Does anyone want to take me on a date?
Hey.
Hey.
Oh yes, and I also found out that you can rent them for 4 to 6 hours during the day as well,
Oh
just
my
for spa
goodness.
purpose. Spa purposes.
That's smart. Spa
To
purposes.
use the hot tubs and stuff.
Oh, now I don't want to go in the hot tubs.
Anyways.
Sorry.
It was
Digress.
still beautiful though.
Yeah.
And that piano, oh my gosh, it played so nicely.
Yes.
It was nice and smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely took a try at it.
It was an amazing night.
Oh yeah.
For
so
sure.
much fun.
And aren't you guys doing a kind of a special thing at the booth? If you come say hello at the booth and you
Yeah,
follow
come
them on
say hello, come follow us on Instagram and use our hashtags. Take a picture with me and everyone at the booth, post it, and we'll throw you some samples.
That's amazing. So if you're here at HempFest, make sure to stop by the Gizeh booth. They're amazing people. Kirk is the other guy that's at the booth now. That was nice enough to allow these two to come and join us. So thank you to Kirk. And
He's actually the man.
yes, he is the man.
Yep.
He is the Gizeh man himself.
Yeah, Kirk from Culture Shop.
Kirk from Culture Shop.
Culture Shop, yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah. So
Cultureshop.ca.
make sure to check them out on Instagram and online. And anything else we'd like to add today?
Sorry, I'm a just lost my train of thought.
Wow, same.
Wow. That's why we're best friends.
Yeah, that's exactly why. We connect on a whole nother level.
We work well together.
Yes, very.
Yeah, guys. So as soon as you come in, go to your right. That's where the Gizeh, right? Gizeh. God damn it! I'm not gonna like. It's my tongue.
Canadian.
It doesn't
Come
work
on.
that way. Yeah.
Canadian, exactly.
Yeah, don't you
Gizeh.
know?
Okay. That makes it better. Yeah.
And then being from Manitoba too, you already have an accent.
Do we?
Yeah, I'm from Manitoba.
Oh, I did not know that we have an accent.
I didn't realize that
Everybody says it.
That is hilarious.
I had a family member come up
Learn
from
something new every day.
New York, and she lives in the Bronx, or
Yeah.
close to the Bronx, and she was just like, me and my brother started talking, and she's just staring at us, and she's like, "You guys talk so funny, it's awesome." And I was like, "What?" I'm like, "You
Sorry.
talk funny. You talk funny."
Sorry, eh?
Yeah. Sorry, eh? Here's the Timmy's, eh?
Don't you know?
Oh, we got them hooked on poutine though. They never had a poutine.
Oh, so
every
good.
single day they were here, they're like, "Let's go get a poutine."
Poutines and Fat Boys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's my munchie choice.
Oh, yes. It is amazing.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we're going to wrap up this interview. So thank you again to Michaela and Rudy
Thank
and
you
Kirk,
so
who's not
much,
here.
guys, for everything, and
Thank
we're obviously
you.
going to come to see you before, you know,
Oh,
Oh, yes,
heck
definitely.
Yeah.
We'll be there in between our podcasts.
Right on.
hanging out.
Sounds good.
Heck yes.
Awesome. So next up, we have Pura Vida Vapes coming to meet with us. So we're just going to take a brief break here and join us back at 1:30.